Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your day to jump on this Zoom, and all my folks on Facebook Live. We appreciate each and every one of you. And before I get this thing started, guys, I want to just say thank you to God. I'm not here to preach to you and tell you who to believe or what to believe, but for me, I have to say thank you, God, for this opportunity to be here. Thank you, God, for every one of you who have been able to get here. And I know we're going through some things in this world, and this pandemic is kind of shaking us up. So for all of you, I hope that you're safe. I hope that your loved ones are safe, and hope that we're all healthy. So thank God for that. For those of you, maybe you're on Facebook, just kind of going through the room and popped in here and not quite sure who I am. My name is Mason Santos, Mason Scott Santos. I'm from East Providence, Rhode Island. I'm now 51 years young, right? Dapping it up. And depends on where you know me. Like, so if you met me in my elementary days, I went by Scott or maybe even Scotty. And as I went into college and played college basketball, I really wanted to be different. And I realized that there was a lot of value in doing things your own way. And Mason was different. So a lot of folks know me as Mason. And then after college basketball and really going into the entertainment industry, most know me as DJ Finesse. And became a former DJ of Bad Boy Records, one of the most prestigious record labels in the history of music. And I've done a lot of things, guys. I've traveled the world. I've been on TV. I've been on radio. I've been on, Rap City, 106 in Park. I've done all there is to do. And what's crazy is on the outside looking in, you might think that I have it going on. You might think that, Finesse has got it going on. But, the title of the book is called From Personal to Purpose, right? So finessing life's lessons and turning them into a true calling. So everything that glitters isn't gold. And I'm here to be totally honest with you guys and totally transparent with you guys about, what I've gone through and the ups and downs and the life lessons and the losses and the pain and the suffering and, turning your mess into a message. And that's my goal today. And here's what I want to let you guys know. I've got some amazing people on here who have been part of this process over the last year. And it's taken me a year to write this book, between writing the book, editing the book, formatting the book, making sure that every word that's written in the book is mine. There's no ghost writing in this book. And the book was not intended to be a movie. It's really intended to inspire, to uplift, to motivate, and to help you push through and find the strength in those challenging times that we all have. And that's what the book is dedicated to do. So I've got some people here that have actually read the book. They read some of the book. And just understand, guys, that my family hasn't read the book. And shout out to all my family, all my friends, my day ones, my loved ones, all my cousins, all my aunts. But my wife hasn't read the book. My parents haven't read the book. My brother hasn't read the book. My son, my daughter, no one has read the book because I wanted it to be organic for them. I want them to read the book in their own space, in their own time. And I want you, the reader, to do the same thing. So I've been to, book launch events, and I know people usually read some of the book. So I'm not going to do that today. What I have some people here who've read some of this book. I want them to kind of weigh in. And this has not been staged. I did not coach them on what to say. This is organically what the book has done for them in a short period of time. And here's what I want you guys to understand. I want to make sure I wrote some notes down so I don't forget. So from personal to purpose. Now I want you to understand there's a huge difference between personal and purpose, and it's achievement and fulfillment. So I've achieved a whole lot. I truly have achieved a whole lot, but it wasn't always fulfilling. And I do believe that I've found my calling, and the goal is to help you do the same thing. Not saying you haven't done that. So I also believe in chance meetings, and I'm not sure if he's on here yet. Yeah, he is on here. So I believe wholeheartedly, 100%, that chance meetings can change the direction of your life if you're open. If you're open, if you're ready, if you're in position to receive, then chance meetings, guys, can change your life. And the first person I want to bring up was a chance meeting. And I met this gentleman, this young brother, and we're both a lot older now. I met him literally in 1979, 1980. And I was at my cousin's wedding, and he came in. And at the time, I had no idea who he was. I had no idea even what a DJ was. And he came in, and I was in awe. I was in awe of everything he did. I'd never seen it before. And if I'm being honest, and I wrote this in the book, I paid no one any attention. The wedding reception, I paid no attention. I was just fixated on this dude who was like, I'm like, yo, what is he doing? And guys, this gentleman here is a legend. He's not a Rhode Island legend. He's not a New England legend. He's a legend in hip hop, a legend in music. He's paved the way. He's for so many DJs like myself, globally, guys, globally. And there would not be, I'm telling you right now, there would not be DJ Finesse without my man right here, DJ Buck, who's moved over to Hartford. But Buck, did you make the call, brother? Are you here?
I'm good.
Woo woo! My brother.
That was a lot you said right there, man.
What's going on, man?
What's happening? What's up, Finesse? How you feel?
I'm amazed, man. I'm amazed. And listen, this is the only way I knew how to tell you thank you. And, let me get some water, man, because I'm getting a little choked up. I'm just being real. We've had many conversations, man, over the years. We've had tons of conversations. We've been in some of the most iconic places, 50 Cent's mansion, right? We've showed up there and we've done a lot of travel, man. I don't know any other way how to say thank you, but to write that, man.
We always talk a lot of time, like I always tell you, I don't know what I did. I just happened to be there. And for you to pay attention to what I did at that time, which was so long ago, is amazing for me. And for you to take what you saw and didn't make your own lane, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm proud of what you did, and people always say, okay, I'm this and that. If you know me, I'm just another dude from South Providence. I never thought I was anything better than the next person. I always respected the next person. If someone wanted to learn something, I taught them something. And if someone wanted to hang around me and learn just by hanging around me or just watching me, that was cool too. So I appreciate you and everything you said, man, because sometimes I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand the magnitude of whatever it is I did, because it was just part of me growing up.
But you was open. Listen, you was open, you was humble, like you was willing to share. And remember, Buck, guys, if you don't understand, like we're a lot older. Buck, let me ask you this, because I didn't fact check this. So in 1979, if you don't mind, how old were you?
I'm 56 now.
Okay, so you was a little older than I was.
I was a little older than you were, yeah.
So I was 10, 11.
Yeah.
So you were 16, 17.
I was 16, 17, doing parties and doing house parties and stuff like that, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, I couldn't fathom it. And here's the thing too, we didn't have social media.
No.
We didn't have, I don't know how you figured out what you were doing and the level of which you were doing it, but that I was amazed. And even
you know what it was? I mean, coming from Providence, I was a bass player first, sold the bass and bought 2 turntables. And then I started recognizing what was going on in New York City with the hip hop. And I just started doing it here, and I started a rap group. I started producing beats. I got any drum machine you can ever imagine. I did it. I just want people in New York to recognize that Providence is here.
Right, we had some talent.
Sometimes they may not, because New York had their own lane, but we were here. We were creating that New York scene in Providence. If a group came, we've opened up for every rap group possible, legendary rap groups. And my thing was, if I get a chance to open for these rap groups, by the time they leave, they're gonna say, who was that DJing? I always wanted to impress and always wanted to leave them with my name so they knew who I was. And given the time, there's ups and downs in DJing, Scott. A lot of people, social media, they want to brag about how many rooms they fill up. I can be honest with you, man. I've DJed in front of thousands of people. Mm-hmm. DJed when 2 people showed up.
Right.
I can be honest with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you question your skills and be like, damn, why did 2 people show up this day? And you start to question your ability to not. So if I'm going there with 2 people or 1,000 people, I'm giving it 100%, 110%, no matter who's there. I've had the highs of the highs, I had the lows of the lows in DJing. But me, knowing who I am and my confidence and my skill set, I always believed in myself. And I always wanted people to look up to me and say, okay, if they walk into a party and see Buck DJ and no one there, they're gonna see me sweating. They're gonna see me doing everything I can do.
Right.
And then taking that away, say, hey, it doesn't matter, man. Who's there? Just do your best at what you're doing. No matter who's watching, do your best. And I've always done that since then to this day right now. When I'm running the radio station and I'm doing the mix shows every morning, I don't have to do the mix shows. I don't have to touch turntables anymore. But it's part of my blood.
Your DNA.
It's my DNA. I have to. You know, it's like riding a bike. I have to. So.
Well, listen, man, I can't, you know, again, the only way I knew how to say thank you was to make sure that the story was told the right way. And there's 3 DJs, man, you know, that I patterned myself after. 1 was DJ Buck, 2 was Kid Capri, and 3 was Pete Rock.
How did I make that list? How did I make that list, man? Come on,
Kid
man.
Capri, Pete Rock, DJ Buck, man. Listen, I'm telling you. So I can't thank you enough, man. I know you're I know you're busy and you're out there running the station. I just wanted to make sure that you came on, that I had you on here to let the world know, and whoever is, you know, whether this is being recorded and streamed live again and over again, but I made sure that I had to cement this in a book, that it'll never go away. What you've done and how you've helped me, yo, there wouldn't be Finesse, man, without you, brother.
And I gotta say, you know, there were times where we didn't speak. You know, our lives go different ways. I come here and I've always watched you from afar. You may not have known this, but I watched you and I paid attention to you doing these working with Bad Boy, doing these parties. I popped in on the party you was doing a few, like last year sometime, and I watched you go through your struggles when you were sick and everything. And I was like, damn, you know, but you got through it because I knew you. I knew how strong you are. And you pulled through and did everything you could do to be where you are right now. So congratulations to you, man. And I mean, there's nothing else, man. Come on.
Thank you, man. Well, listen, you know, obviously, guys, this is the pre-launch, right? So we've launched the book today. The book goes live from personaltopurpose.com. You can order the book right now, pre-order the book. I'm telling you right now, I know you live in Connecticut, brother. I'm driving to Connecticut to hand deliver you your book. Don't you? It ain't going in the mail. I don't want you driving to Providence. I'm driving to you because it means that much to me, man. So I want to just say thank you, Buck, for all you do. I love you, brother, and keep banging them and keep changing lives, man, because you changed mine.
Scott, I'll beat you at the borderline because you guys are on that list where you can't come to Connecticut.
Oh, yeah.
I'll meet you on the borderline and I'll reach over and you hand me the book. Get off that list. What's going on back there? What are you guys doing?
I'll slide at 95, brother, 95 South. You got it. Buck, man, I love you, brother.
Thanks for having me, man. Congratulations.
Right, guys, that is my guy, man. That's DJ Buck. And again, I'm just reiterating, would not be, you know, Finesse without Buck. And the next gentleman is coming up is just as important, man, because like Buck said, Buck went to New York City to see hip hop in its rawest form. So, you know, we were dabbling in it here. And this is another chance meeting. I'm telling you, I chance meetings, guys, but you got to be ready. You got to be open to it. And I met this gentleman on the campus of URI my freshman year, and he just like Buck, he just looked different. He had a different look, and somehow, some way, we became really cool. And he's a hip hop legend. He is an icon. He's part of the Juice Crew. That's, you know, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Craig G, Shantae, MC Shan, Molly Mall. And I watched him, you know, as closely as I could for the 1 year that we were on the campus together. And when he left to go home, you know, back to Brooklyn and produce his albums, I'm telling you, and create the albums, every chance I got, I ran to New York City. Every chance I got. And I would not have, you know, come into my own if not seeing New York City and hip hop on a much bigger stage and watching him and how he did it and how he's, you know, mastered his craft. So my man, my guy, Masta Ace, who wrote the foreword of this book. Did you make the call, brother?
I'm here, man.
Ace, what up?
I'm here. You just got to enable my video.
Okay, we got that coming. There he is. What's up, man?
What's going on?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. And I had to do you guys back to back. I'm trying to do this chronologically as far as me seeing a DJ and then, you know, dabbling in hip hop and then seeing hip hop the same way Buck saw it in you and through you. So, you know.
You know, I remember DJ Bucket when I was at URI. I remember his name was all over Rhode Island. I remember there were tapes. I might have even done a promo for him. I feel like I might have did a rhyme like dedicated to for a mixtape or something, but
I'm sure.
I never met him, but I knew his name preceded him because I definitely knew his name and I heard that name and I would bring that name up from time to time because I never heard another DJ Bucket ever that name. I never heard that before.
Well, I got you're here, man. You're here, and I thank you for all you've done and continue to do. We've been friends since 1987. It's a testament to who you are and the kind of guy that you are and how you lead your life and your family. And I appreciate all you've done for me, again, in hip hop, because, you know, here was this young kid from Rhode Island who just saw something and wanted to leave his mark, man. And you, like Buck, you open your arms, man. And every shot we got, you know, Mike and I and Ray Dow, we was down there to see you guys in Queens and Brooklyn and taking us to parties. So do me a favor, just let the people know, again, you know, for those who don't know, and again, not being rude, but if you've been in the cave and don't know who this gentleman is, just let people know who you are. And you wrote the foreword to the book, and just, you know, to let folks know your interpretation of what you've read and, you know, how it's made you feel. But I think the foreword is dope, man, as only you could put it, as only you could write it.
Well, I'm a recording artist. I started my music career started the same year that I graduated from URI. I was commercially released on Marley Marl's album In Control, his compilation album In Control Volume 1. That was the first time that anybody ever heard me on a record, 1988. And that, like I said, I graduated from URI that previous spring, and by that summer or fall, I was being heard on records on the radio, and my voice was on records in the stores. And so it was that type of a transition. So, you know, I was fortunate that I was able to carry a music career, because not everybody in hip hop can keep it going. And I was fortunate. I worked really hard, and I continued to release music over the past years. I feel like some of my best work happened like in the second part of my career. And I continue to tour the world. Once this pandemic is over, we'll be, you know, prayerfully, we'll be right back to that. And yeah, man, I've done it my way. And I was really appreciative of you asking me to write the foreword. It was an honor to even be asked, you know. And when you first asked me to write the foreword, I was like, well, I need to kind of like read a couple of chapters so I can kind of see what the book, you know, is about. And one of the first things I read was your acknowledgments, which really brought me into your life. And you kind of tell your story because you shout out so many different people, your family members, friends, and you really go into very great detail about the different people and what they meant to you. And so that kind of put me in a mindset to write a foreword that was like that was really about who you were as a person, and give people just some insight into who you were as a person. And, you know, like you said, we only met that 1 year, 87, 88 school year. But immediately, like you wanted to soak up anything that was hip hop. You asked questions. You know, who's that? Why do they rhyme like that? Or what's that beat? How do they make beats? Like, you just ask. You were a sponge. And so I saw the eagerness in you. You know, you were just a cool brother, young guy, man. Like, just the fact that you know, I'm a senior, you're a freshman. You know, you're a young guy to me, but I like the eagerness, and I was happy to do whatever I could to expose you to whatever I could expose you to. That wasn't a big deal to me. It was nothing. Like, yeah, come out to New York. We can go to a couple parties. You know, I get you on the guest list. We come in, we meet some people, and we did that stuff. And it really, I mean, I know it meant a lot to you. It wasn't a big deal to me. It was like just regular helping out a friend. That's all it was to me.
And I appreciate it. And here's what's crazy is, you know, we were doing it here in Rhode Island, right? And I'm not patting myself at all, but I saw it on a much, again, same way Buck did, I saw it on a much bigger stage, and it just opened my eyes and my ears and my thoughts to what this could really be, even for me as a person.
Right.
You know, hearing you on Marley Marl's In Control rap show, I remember saying, y'all ain't recording this? You and Ray was like, record it? Like, this is every night for us. Like, we don't have to record it. Like, you got to record it, because, right? So I would record it and bring it back to this, to RIU and in my dorm. And again, we couldn't see anything. So I was in my dorm, and it's honestly the way my grades were god awful, man. My grades were god awful. And so I was just in my dorm room and had turntables, and I was just like, yo, and Pete Rock was on the air. And I was like, yo, how is he doing this? And I couldn't, and I just kept working at it and working at it. And, you know, just again, I think it's a testament to my parents and that drive, that stick-to-itiveness, that, you know, work for everything that you want. And if you work hard enough, long enough, it will appear, right? And that's also too like a part of the book. And I think you smashed the forward, man. I know you talked about how, if you don't mind talking about how, you know, for you could write an album, right? To get your story out. You could write an album, you can write a piece of work.
Right.
You mentioned how it kind of hit you that this was my way of putting
telling your story.
My story.
Absolutely. Telling your story. Because everybody doesn't get that opportunity, you know, or take the opportunity. Most people just live their lives. They hope that their family members, you know, will tell their story as time goes on. But a lot of times, as we all get older, people kind of forget certain parts, and, you know, maybe there's bits and pieces of somebody's story. But what you've done is immortalize your story in a book for many for people to read until the end of time. You know, just imagine like 60 years from now, there's going to be still copies of your book floating around, whether it's in the library or in somebody's home, and they stumble upon this book that they might not have even known existed. Oh, what's this? I'm in the mood to read something. Let me read this. So literally for years to come, there will be people finding your book and reading your story and getting to know who Mason Santos, you know, DJ Finesse was. And that's a great thing. What you've done is a great thing.
Well, again, Ace, you know, like Buck, man, you know, there wouldn't be a Finesse. Like there wouldn't be this guy Finesse in this chapter if it wasn't for you. I remember specifically you sitting us down, man. I keep telling you the story. How we were sitting in Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn, and you was telling us about who's real, who's not real. If you're gonna get into this, just be you. I remember that like it was yesterday. If you're gonna like really get into this, just be you. Be yourself. Find your lane, and just do it that way. And it's crazy because here we are in 88, 89, and this is the information you're giving us. And look at how you stood the test of time because you've always been you. You found your lane. You never wavered. You never sold out. And that's all I ever wanted to do. Is, you know, do it that way. And also to it and make you proud, man, because, you know, you got to put your name on. You don't have to, but you have. You did put your name on. I mean, chance meetings. Look at how I met Special Ed. Let's be real. I met Ed in Providence, and when I approached Ed, he was like, yo, Ace is talking about you. I heard about you. And that could have been a whole nother conversation. Could have been, yo, this dude's a corn. Like, if some dude in ever approach you, you don't know me. Like, it could have, right? So the fact that you put your stamp on it, I had to make you proud, man. And I had to really show up, man, and show out. So thank you for all you've done. And guys, listen, please get the book. You can, again, log on right now. It's live right now from personaltopurpose.com. You can pre-order the book right now. The book should be available to us next month in September. But again, Ace wrote the foreword, and I'm telling you, I keep reading it, man, because you smashed the foreword, man. You smashed the foreword. So if you want to know even who Ace is and how he grew up with his mom and how his mom impacted his life, jump on, read the book, because it's spot on with what he wrote. So Ace, my brother, I appreciate you. And
thank you, man. I appreciate you too.
I'm gonna drive to Jersey, man. I know you're not always in Jersey. I know you're on the road, but when the book comes out, just like Buck, man, I'm driving to Jersey if they gonna let us in.
Just let me know, man. I ain't been doing too much traveling lately.
Yeah. So, brother, I love you, man. I appreciate you. I respect you, and thank you for all you do, Ace, for real.
Appreciate you, man. Congratulations on this great accomplishment.
Well, thank you, brother. So, yeah, guys, it's my guy, Masta Ace, amazing husband, amazing father, amazing lyricist, amazing artist, and just an all-around, just dope dude, man. So make sure you follow him on all his social media channels. Make sure you, even, and Ace, man, I'll be riding with the album. The last album is a Brooklyn Story. Is absolutely ridiculous. And I wrote, just so you know, I wrote a lot of the book with a Brooklyn Story in the background. There was a Brooklyn Story, fabulous. It's My Time, and Optimistic by Sounds of Blackness would get me in the right frame of mind. And then I would go and I would play jazz and because I could, and I would write. But yo, a Brooklyn story, brother. A Brooklyn story, fabulous, sounds of blackness, and then I would play jazz, and that's how I got through this whole writing this book.
I heard you playing the Be Optimistic at the beginning here.
Yeah.
You probably already heard this because you're a DJ, but if you haven't, check out Brandy's version of that song on the album. Common has a group with David Glasper and another musician. I forget what they call themselves collectively, but Brandy redid Be Optimistic for that album, and it's amazing. Like, I don't even want to hear another version. I listen to that version only.
That's what's up. Yeah, I haven't heard it, so I'm gonna download when we get off the Zoom.
Right away, brother.
All right, and I'll hit you up on it.
All right.
All right. God bless, man. I love you, brother.
God bless, man. Love.
All right. Guys, my man Masta Ace, hip hop legend, my guy, man, and I'm so blessed and so thankful to have him in my life and have him as a mentor in hip hop. And again, you guys heard from DJ Buck first, and please follow these guys. And the next gentleman I'm bringing up, this is my guy, man. We have some amazing conversations. So remember, chance meetings, like, you've got to be ready, guys, because everyone is going to get an opportunity. Opportunities come like the tide, right? It's inevitable. But what happens is most miss their shot because in their mind, it doesn't come formulated in how they designed it, right? It's not how they designed it, so they don't see it. So if you're open and you're in position, right, to win, trust me, it can change your life. So this next gentleman right now, knowing him wasn't a chance meeting. The fact that he's on this project and he's created the website and he's done a lot of the business strategy, but we had a chance meeting because we went to a football game. I went to a football game when Central High School here in Rhode Island was playing Tolman. So two of the coaches, my boy Ron Thomas was coaching Tolman, and my cousin Charlie Holiday was coaching Central. So I went to go see them play. And this gentleman who's right here happened to be at the game too. So we knew each other. We even traveled together. But we sat on the stands and we just started talking about business and future plans. And what happened after that chance meeting in the stands, me being open, was, I would say, almost every Saturday, he and I would meet at a coffee shop and we'd plan a 30-minute meeting. And we'd be there for over 2 hours every Saturday going over business and strategy. And I told him that I wanted to write a book. And he's helped me write that book. So my man, his name is Brian Scott Digital. Amazing guy, again, amazing father, super successful, businesses from here to Atlanta, and he designed the website, guys. And so, B. Scott, you there, brother?
What's up, brother?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
Hey,
so man. I had to laugh, man, because we had some funny, great, real, honest conversations, and I don't want to hold people up too much, but I wanted to make sure that all the people who were a part of this process were a part of even this process of this launch. So if you could, man, just give people just a little bit of your background and just let them know. So you read this, and I want you to tell them what you told me, because I think it was spot on about your feelings about the book.
Well, I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. Born and raised on the east side. Moved to Atlanta back in 2000. And I've been kind of back and forth over the past few years, from Rhode Island to Atlanta. Simply because I've been working on various projects. I have clients that I work with here in Rhode Island, and also some that I have in Atlanta as well. But that, just to kind of give you a little background on who I am, but let me just talk a little bit about the book, man. That's what I really want to get into here. I was amazed, man, by the fact that, first of all, it was so well written, that it was just as thorough and as a great a story as it was. I got a chance to read about a chapter and a half. You sent it to me, I believe, like last Wednesday or so. Just some of the stories that you talked about with your family, with your dad, the chance meeting that you had with Buck, getting to the point where, you honed your craft and you were able to really, get to the point where you were able to tell this great story, man. And I was just blown away by the fact that for a first-time writer, you were able to really get that point across, man, because storytelling is, as you know, is the key to writing. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought you did a wonderful job. But, and just out of curiosity, the process, man, did it take you what was it, a 6-month process, a year process? Was it something that you started, 2 years ago when we had that chance meeting and began to start talking about that stuff? Or,
Yes. So I got to give him a shout out to him. I saw him in the book. So about a little over 2 years ago, a good friend of mine, name is Jonathan Gonzalez, and I think he might be on the call. Young guy, 24, man, and wrote a book. And we had been doing some business together. 24, young kid, and was like, dude, you need to write a book. Like, you need to write a book, like Finesse. Like, you need to write a book. And I heard that over the course of my life. I've heard it. And I always say, if one person tells you something, you can dismiss it, right? 2 people telling you something, that's a coincidence. 3, 4, 5, 50 people telling you the same thing, like, you better pay attention. So I think once he did it at 24 and just kept saying, you have to write a book. I'm like, okay, let me get it done. So all he said was, don't worry about formatting. Don't worry about chapters. He said, just start writing. And so about a year ago, I just sat down at my desk in the high school. I just started in my little bit of spare time. Just started on the computer, just going at it, man. It just kicked in. It's like being in the zone in basketball. It just kicked in. So it was about a year ago.
And I was telling you, I'm not really a reader. I mean, I listen to, audio books. I'm a YouTuber, but I'm not really a reader. But I can tell you, I couldn't put it down, and it's easy reading. It's something that you can, the way you tell the stories, the way you kind of break everything down is something I think a lot of people can relate to, especially a lot of people that come from that hip hop world. You know what I'm saying? And come from a world where, you've come from the inner city environment and you've had an opportunity to really live that life, But I just thought it was a great read. I'd like to congratulate you on doing such a great job. And I also like to thank you for allowing me to design the website. You know what I'm saying? And once again, for those of you that didn't get a chance to write it down, the name of the website is FromPersonalToPurpose.com. So if y'all could get it, when you get a chance, go on to the website. You can purchase the book today. Just click on the button. You can either pay, via PayPal or use your credit card. So if anybody wants to purchase the book today, you can go online. Everything is set up right now. Are you guys going to leave that up?
So it's actually in the chat right now, guys. So you can go in the chat. Okay. It's there. Again, like Scotty said, from personalpurpose.com. So yeah, and I couldn't think of anyone better, man. We've had so many dope conversations, and you know what, guys, it's not just I chose Brian Scott Digital because it's Brian Scott. I chose him because he's really good at what he does. Like, he's amazing at what he does. So it wasn't just, it's a friend of mine and let me just pay this guy even though he's putting out garbage content. Like, he's really good at what he does. So, my plug to you is, guys, if there's anyone that needs website, and even not, and no, Scott, honestly, it wasn't just the website, it was the strategy behind the website. So it wasn't just putting up a website, it was, I'm gonna show you the strategy of how the website is gonna work for you if you, buy in and you work the website, because it's not just putting it up, but it's the strategy behind it. So it was more than just, creating and the back pages and stuff like that. It was the strategy and the mindset that went into how to make this website work for you.
I can't wait till I actually get the, get the hard copy and get a chance to read it and turn the pages and everything, I haven't read a book like that in probably about 5 years, because everything we do is online. You know what I'm saying? We download books now. We look at it from our iPad, but, we talked about it earlier. You mentioned that it's going to be coming out shortly. What was the time frame on that? Just want you to speak on that right quick.
Yeah. So Max and I are putting the final touches on the hard copy. It's been written, so we're going to be sending that by end of this week. Send it to Amazon. So once this is the pre-launch, again, guys, you can buy the book right now. It's all going through PayPal. You can buy the book. So it's going to go to Amazon by end of this week, and then our goal is the turnaround time within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And we're hoping that COVID doesn't interrupt the distribution of the book. So and then that 1995 again, if there's anyone out of state, we're going to get that to you as well. Out of the country might be something different, right? But in the country, we'll be able to get that to you, but we'll have to figure out the out of country stuff. If there's anyone here that's in another country. So the question,
I was able to purchase it online too. and it went smoothly. It took me about a minute to purchase it, so it's real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's quick.
No time at all. You know, especially if you have an account set up with PayPal, it's real smooth.
Yep.
Real smooth.
And you don't have to have an account, but thank you.
Have to have an account.
PayPal account and non-PayPal account, and then again, it's how he set it up. So it's click, 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 success. It's really easy. So Scotty, man, listen, brother, I love you, man. I thank you for all you do, and we know that you're gonna be part of this process until the end, man. So thank you, and guys, please follow him on social media. And again, anyone that needs, you know, website design and strategy behind the website, amazing gentleman, knows his craft. And again, thank you for all you do. Scott, Brian, I appreciate you. So,
appreciate you too, bro.
Yeah. So guys, I have the pleasure of introducing this young lady, another chance meeting. You guys, did not plan it, another chance meeting. I met this young lady, her name is Aram, and she's actually, I think if she's on, she's writing her book too. Her and her husband met them in where were we at? I was in Arizona. We were in Arizona, and she was writing a book, and we happened to just have that conversation. We were actually at a Boys and Girls Club, and we were doing some restoration projects for the Boys and Girls Club in Arizona, again, giving back. And she mentioned who her editor was, and she introduced me to Lindsey Grace Compton from Grace Writes Editing. And I had to have her on because I had never written a book before. I didn't know, what it was I was writing, how good it was, and the editing process. And I didn't even have to look. I didn't have to search around. I didn't. It was, again, a chance to me. I didn't have to search around. And this young lady who owns 9 businesses, guys, she's an absolute lady boss, rock star, amazing at her craft. I mean, she's written for the Chicago Tribune, and I wanted to have her on here and just give her take because, and I hope that she tells what she felt and how she apologized, and I hope she tells that little quick story. But Lindsey Grace Compton, did you make the call?
I did. Can you see me?
We can see you. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Thank you for being on the call. I know you're busy. 9 businesses. You don't have a lot of time, right? So, yeah. So guys, make sure we follow her too, or her social medias on there. And again, I'm gonna do my plug because she's an amazing editor. And if you want to just give some people just some quick background about you, and again, what you felt about the book and how it made you feel when you skimmed through it and helped with the editing process and help me kind of find some direction in the words, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Okay, well, first of all, to God be the glory. Thank you, Mason. It is an honor to even be here, and it's an honor that you chose me to edit your book. And so to everyone, you have to get this book. I have been just a very small background. I have a BA in English writing. I'm currently in a master's degree program for my MBA. And I have been blessed to write I was a former editor and designer for the Chicago Tribune. I've interviewed Duffy before Adele's CD ever hit the United States. I had a copy of it from Sony. I had a chance to review it. Did a lot of different things with celebrities. And so I've been royally blessed in my young age to be able to edit and read just a lot of different works. I currently have my own 3 books, and I'm working on my 4th to appear in the fall of this year. And I currently have my own publishing company. And so that being said, when Ariam connected Mason and I'm going to be truthful because Mason wants to put me on the spot. I'm going to be true. No, but he didn't put me on the spot, but this is all truthfulness. I have read a plethora of different writings. And so when DJ Finesse met Mason Santos, sent me his manuscript, I had in my mind, I was like, you know what? I may have to be doing a lot of editorial work because in my past, I've worked with a lot of people who, some things are their strengths and some things aren't, and that's okay. And so I had this mind that I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I might have to do a lot of editing, restructuring, but cool. And so when I read it, I had to call Mason and apologize. Mason is he is really good at writing. Like really, I'm not just talking about grammatically, but structurally, in his ideas and how he flows, because some people write how they speak, and but his writing the book flows so effortlessly. It flows really well. I love the writing. I love the lessons. I love the background, the impartation, and the information that he gave to the readers, such golden nuggets. And so I definitely highly recommend everyone getting this book, because in my years of editing and publishing, I have to say with all honesty that Mason's book is one of my top 10 out of everything that I have read. One of my top 10.
It's amazing. And when you told me, I was like, come on, like look, don't play. Don't play. You're like, listen, you made my job easy. I'm like, I just wrote from the heart. I didn't know. I just wrote from the heart, and I laid it all out there for the reader to digest. And when you hear things like that from you, when I heard it from Brian, and even my friend Max, who's going to be on the call later, it's a testament. I just thank God. I thank God that He allowed me to that the words came out the way they were supposed to. I just hope that it touches one person. If it touches one person's life, if it changes one life, every word that I wrote has been. I thank you. I know that you're extremely busy, but I want to at least again thank you by having you on the call, because again you are instrumental in getting it out to the people. And guys, again, make sure you follow Lindsey. And again, I'm gonna keep plugging the people that I believe can just offer some amazing value. And anyone that's a writer, that's looking to write, that wants to write, that needs help finding their words or just structuring it, she's the go-to lady. She's the go-to lady. So all her social media is on, I believe it's in the chat as well, and we're gonna post up again on the flyer. But Lindsey, thank you so much. God bless you, and continue to do what you do. So, yep, guys, take a screenshot of this right here. So follow her on her social media platforms, because she's amazing. And I just thank you. I thank Aram and her and Mike for bringing you to me, or bringing me to you. So another chance meeting, and again, I was open for it. So Lindsey, thank you so much for all you do, and I will be in touch with you within the next week or so.
Yes, and I will be getting my putting in my pre-order today, because I need your book. Even though I read it like 3 or 4 times, I personally have to have that book, because it's a really great book.
Well, thank you very much, and God bless you in all you do. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So guys, moving on. We've got 2 more people left, and I hope I'm not holding you up on value in this launch. I've got 2 people right now, and who I want to bring up, and one I've known for a while. This gentleman I've known because he became one of the hottest promoters here in Rhode Island, and I think even did some parties in this New England alone. And just he's had the mindset of being able to add value, and through club experience, through lounge experience, and stuff like that. But then he turned the corner, and I have to probably get up to his wife Jenn, who probably helped him turn the corner and start looking at things from a bigger perspective, and how he could literally add value to people here and just change the world. And through his, Unity Strengthens, the 2 of them, that's their foundation, and their event is, Kickball for cancer, kicking cancer's butt. And you guys know that will be the last time I say this on this Zoom, because I don't like to say the word and give it power. But they've done some amazing things, and they hold this event every single year. And we had a conversation about, even though COVID has interrupted the event, it hasn't interrupted the fact that people need our help. And I've partnered with them, and just so you guys know, proceeds from the book will go to their foundation. And every year, I'll let them tell their story, but it's gonna go to people who are fighting for their lives with this dreaded disease. And just amazing, amazing people. And when you hear them speak, and you hear Jenn speak, you'll know that it comes from a higher power. And I'm blessed to partner with them. I'm blessed to have them as a part of this process. So, Mr. and Mrs. Jeff Silva, did you make the call?
Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
What's going on, the Silvas?
No, what's going on?
What's going on?
Hey.
How are you 2?
Doing well. Wanna thank you. Thank you for, asking us to be a part of this amazing moment in your lifetime in tough times today that people are dealing with. But thank you. These are individuals that I've met in the past or I knew about, and I can see why you're who you are, because you centralize yourself around some amazing people, and some of them are in this call as you were introduced to, and we've got to know. DJ Finesse, the crowd favorite. I used to hear that every time we used to, book him for the night. And I knew DJ Finesse as a DJ, but I finally got to get to know who was behind DJ Finesse. I got to know who Mason Santos actually is. For the last few years, wanting to jump on board when we asked him if he would want to, if he didn't mind being a DJ for our Kicking Cancer's Butt event that's hosted every year in the summer. This would be our 6th annual. We had asked Finesse and 2 other amazing DJs to be a part of this, and no hesitation. I had said, this is a volunteer event, everyone volunteers, and, this is one of them, you don't get paid for. And they're like, well, what are you talking about? We're not doing this to get paid. This is, what we want to do from our hearts. So when I asked, would you come back again next year? And there was no hesitation, Finesse was like, I'll be here for as long as this event and I can possibly make it. So I thank you for that. Between myself, my wife, Jennifer, Stephanie Rodriguez, and Sandro Rodriguez, we deeply thank you for your commitment to our event. It just adds another twist to it. Our event is powerful. It brings a lot of people together for a great cause. And you being a part of it actually helps a lot, for the meaning that it is, raising money for cancer, and knowing that you battled it. And you're here today writing a book, publishing it. It gives people hope. It gives people opportunities, it's a touchy situation, but I'm happy, I'm proud of you. And reading the book as it is, I can't wait to get to the next chapter, learning so much about you and about what I can relate to when times are tough and needing that extra push, and on top of that, I've mentioned it to Jenn that I believe, everyone that has been a recipient, any cancer recipient that we've had in the past, I don't think I've told you this, or we will have in the future, will have your book. We will buy your book for every recipient that has or will be a part of this amazing event, because they should know that they too can go through these tough times and make it on top. They'll have this opportunity to grow and succeed, and you've done it. You're a prime example, and we thank you for that. So what Kicking Cancer's Butt is 6th annual. Unfortunately, we won't be doing it this year. When we had talked about it, like, what do we do now? And you brought it up and you motivated me to say, you know what? Yes, we still have to do something. You had said, it doesn't mean that people aren't suffering today and that we can't do something about raising money for people in the community that needs our help. And because of that, we got back together again between Sandro, Stephanie, Jennifer, and myself, and said, you know what, we're going to do this. Sandro, Mason actually sparked this fire in us and made us want to go above and beyond. So we have this opportunity to have anyone and everyone join in and donate whatever they can, as little as $1 to $5 and many more. And we will be donating this money to individuals that are battling cancer. We know that this isn't going to pay for, their entire expenses, but it is a great opportunity for them to know as well as financially. But there are people here that want to push them and see them survive and move forward, and that they're not in this alone. And because of that is why we do what we do at this event.
And I just want to add to the first time I saw you at the event, the motivation and that genuineness, that you're just a genuine human being. You show and reflect a lot of love. That energy comes off you. And I felt really fortunate to have you at the event, because there's something to be said about someone who has battled cancer and come out on top, and that genuine advice and hope and hug that you give our recipients. I got to witness that, and it was beautiful to see. There's things that, you know, we can say, oh, you know, hug the person and everything, but there's something about you that you bring out and other people, your genuineness, your hug, that motivation to push people forward and to continue the fight. It was just a blessing to have you on the field and DJ for us. And your book too, it has, wow, it's already the quotes, you know, and the things that you write. You know me, I'm very positive, and I always like to motivate people and push people forward. And your book has done that for me. You know, we're not, it's like you said, you know, we all go through things, and the book has a place in everybody's home. Anybody that's going through a dark time, or anybody that, you know, doesn't understand what's going on or needs that, you know, extra, like that big brother push, you know, you provide that in your book. And I'm fortunate enough to have been able to preview it and start reading it. And I thank you for that opportunity. For seeing something in us, because, you know, we're all about wanting to help the next person as much as we can. And the fact that you were able to approach us and said, hey, you know what, I want to donate some of the proceeds from my book sales to your organization is incredible, you know, and we're forever thankful for it.
Well, I can tell you this from the bottom of my heart, guys, and just so you guys know, I know this to be the truth because I saw it with my own eyes. Every dollar, every single dollar that they raise, they give away every single dollar. Not $1 goes in their pocket. I know it to be the truth. I've seen the checks. I've seen what comes in and what they've written out. And, you know, I hope this book, and please understand, this is not about me. I hope this book creates such a frenzy that I can write you whatever you need.
Thank you.
I hope it creates such a frenzy that it adds so much value that I can write you whatever you need for everyone else that's fighting. Because if we can do that, if we can all make a decision that other people's lives are important. And I get we all go through stuff. We all go through stuff. But it's biblical. Like, service to many leads to greatness. And truly, it's biblical, right? Service to many. So, I mean, you know, we can be good by ourselves, right? You can be really good by yourself. But in order to be great, like, you got to make everyone else better. And you guys do that every single year. And a tournament that started off small has blossomed into, and we talked about, you're going to need to go into Gillette Stadium, right? That's the goal, right? They're going to need Gillette Stadium because you've inspired people to get outside of themselves. And that's what the goal of the book is to inspire you to get outside of yourself to, you know, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to sacrifice who you are for who you want to become? Like, that's the book, like the sacrifice. All right. So guys, Jenn, Jeff, you guys are family. I love you guys. I am in until the day is long. And we're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to inspire. We're going to be vulnerable. We're going to show our pain. We're going to, you know, and through the pain, we're going to have, you know, there come the lessons, right? So the lessons come through the pain. And all I can do is just thank you too. And glad that you asked myself. And I know it's Lefty and even Hap, I'm going to shout them out. And I am your guy for as long as this thing goes. And I hope to God that we can have this thing in literally a kickball tournament. And just so you guys know, Masta Ace said he loves kickball. So I think, you know, the next time we can actually have this, he says he wants to come down, and he's like, yo, I'm in. So it's already starting, guys. I love you too. And anything you need from me moving forward, I'm all in, but we're going to be doing this thing together anyway. So thank you too for following my.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Congratulations. Big day.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. So make sure you follow Jeff and Jenn on all their social media, guys. And again, they have an amazing foundation. Unity strengthens, and through that foundation is the event, which is, again, Kickball for Cancer, kicking cancer's butt. And that is the goal is to have fun, come together, be mindful that other people are going through probably things far worse than what we are. And I recognize that as well. And the goal is, who can we help? Who can we inspire? Who can we give courage to? Who can we give hope to? And again, if you want to know what the book is about, that's what the book is about. So guys, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Copy.
Yeah, thank you. So guys, last but surely not least, and I try to get this to an hour, but you know what? Champions adjust, and it just makes sense to do what we do. And the last speaker, oh my God, is someone who I've known now for probably 20 years. When he came back into my life, he shared an opportunity with me that has forever changed my life. And you know, here's what I know. I'm college educated. I got my degree in criminal justice, and never once did I hear the term in high school, in college, even getting my master's degree at Providence College. I never heard these two words, personal development. Never, until this gentleman walked into my life. And he did it in such a kind, gentle way, which he allowed me to find myself and find my voice and find the fulfillment other than achievement, and understand that there's a difference. And let me just give you a difference before I bring him up. So here's the difference between literally achievement and fulfillment. So let's think about Robin Williams, right? And God rest his soul. Think about Robin Williams. If you ask most people about Robin Williams, people love Robin Williams, right? And think about Robin Williams. He wanted to become a comedian. He did that. He wanted to become one of the most known comedians. He did that. He wanted a TV show. He did that. He wanted to have the #1 TV show. He achieved that. He wanted to be on stage. He wanted to be in movies. He did both. He wanted to win an Oscar award for a non-comedic role. He did that. And he hung himself. Achievement versus fulfillment. So I'm here to tell you that you can keep accumulating stuff and things, but when the shift happens, it'll happen because you want to be fulfilled. You want to live a life of fulfillment, right? You want to give back. And this gentleman right here has given more to me in my last 5 years than I could ever repay him. He's a mentor. He's a confidant. He's like a younger brother with a huge stature. And you know, this guy gives, we're talking about like a servant leader. This guy gives from the bottom of his heart. And you know, he's formulated the book. He's done a lot of the marketing for the book. He's done the cover of the book. So this is my guy. So he's been involved in this process for the whole time. And Maximo Lora, AKA Max, did you make the call? What's up, brother?
What's up, Finesse? DJ Finesse. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I can't, listen, I'm blessed, man. I'm overjoyed. I'm holding back tears. I think my wife is in the back cutting onions, right? Eyes getting all red. She's in the back cutting onions, right? Her, JC somewhere. How are you, man? Thank you for making the call.
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. I greatly appreciate it. And I'm humbled to be here with so many great, phenomenal people. Shout out to everyone that has spoken before me. And I just want to say I'm humbled and honored to be on this call. And thank you so much for asking me to be on. And thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this journey and, you know, helping you in whatever way I can, especially with this book. And it's been truly an honor to be a part of it.
So of course, I'm going to thank you as I continue to thank everyone who's been on this call. So do me a favor. So you know, just again, and guys, this is, and you can ask, this has not been planned out. We didn't plan this out. We didn't script this. We didn't say, okay, Max, you need to say this for book sales. Like, it's not that. Like, this is not that kind of launch. But so you've been able to go through it because we've been formatting the book and how the book is going to actually look for readers. And so you've been able to skim through it, right? So just be honest. Like, from what you've seen, from what you've read, you know, how's it impacted you? How's it made you feel? And you know, where are we going with this thing? What can readers expect to get from this?
So as you mentioned in the beginning, I'm a real big fan and a student of personal development. You know, I talked to you about it since the beginning, since we rekindled our friendship. We've been talking about personal development. I'm a student of the game. I read book after book after book. I love personal development. I'm a firm believer that you're either growing or you're dying. So I'm all about growing. I want to grow as much as I can. So I'm absorbing stuff. So going into this, I wasn't too sure what to expect, to be honest. And I thought it was gonna be, a lot of it was gonna be about your journey through your battle, through the tough times. I didn't know it was gonna be so much about the learning of getting into DJing at first, and then also battling through the disease, and then also through entrepreneurism, and then personal development. Here's what I want to say. I studied personal development for a long time. And if you're a person, like I heard some people say, I think it was Brian said that he's not a big reader. And a lot of people, that was me before personal development. When my mentor told me to pick up a book, I was like, I haven't read a book since college, you know? So if you're that person that maybe is not into reading, this is the perfect book for you. Or maybe you're the person that loves personal development and you've read a lot of personal development books like myself, and you're like, I want something new. This is the book for you. And the reason I say that is it's a great read for the new person, but it's also a phenomenal read for the person that's been around personal development. It's like, man, there's a lot of nuggets. And I don't even want to call them nuggets. Let's call them diamonds. There's a lot of diamonds in this book. So reading it and editing it with you, and going through like little things, moving things around and making it look, you know, legit. I had the opportunity to read it. So as I'm reading, I'm like, and you were there. I would text you every once in a while. I'll call you like, yo, bro, yo, this is good. And you know, I'm talking to friends, to family. Yo, I'm helping Mason with the design of the book, and I'm, you know, formatting texts. I'm doing formatting, and you got to read this book. And people are like, for real? And then everyone, and they think it's like we're amping it up, and it's not. This is not hype. This is really not hype. This book is legit, like for real, for real.
Well, you know, I don't. Again, you know, the only way I know to thank you is to bring you on here and put you on the spot again. I hope that, you know, how it's made you feel, and Lindsey and Brian, and, you know, I think the only one that doesn't read anything so far was Buck, but you know, that was on purpose too. I just wanted Buck to just understand, you know, what I felt about him. But, you know, the goal is, I hope that everyone gets to feel what you're feeling. I hope that it ties in and it connects to you on some level, right? Everyone, whether you're young, you're older, black, white, I don't care where you came from, economic status. No, I don't care. I think that it was just from the heart, man. I just wanted to put some stuff out there that I felt people needed to read. And I hope it's entertaining as well, right? I hope that it really captures you and holds you captive, and you want to read more. And yeah, I can't thank you enough for all you do. And I know that, you know, moving forward, you know, we've got some work to do to make sure that this book gets out on time, right, and gets into the hands of the people who are ordering now. So is there anything else you want to add that people should know?
Well, definitely go to the website from personal2purpose.com. Follow the Instagram. If you watching this video right now, maybe you're watching on Zoom, maybe you're watching on Facebook, you know, take a quick screenshot, post it on your story. If you got any kind of value from this last hour, you know, not for me, but for Mason, because I know how hard he's worked on this book and how much sweat, you know, just energy he's put into this book. And he's not doing it for him. He's not doing it to get credit. He's truly doing it to add value. So at the end of the day, all he wants to do is add value. So if you're looking forward to him adding value to your life with this book, add a little bit of value to his life by sharing this, commenting, tagging a friend. Maybe you know someone that's going through the personal development journey. Tag them on this video right now on Facebook. You know, we're probably going to edit this video and put it on YouTube. Share this. If you're watching it, share it. Tag someone, send them the link, send them the website, tag them on the Facebook, tag them on the Instagram. By the end of the day, share it, because at the end of the day, all we're looking to do, especially Mason with this book, is add value. That's what we're looking to do. So I just want to say once again, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate you, sir. And let's rock and roll. And by the way, I want to put it out there. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got to figure it out. Maybe I heard the backyard at 148 is pretty spacious. We got to have like a official book release party. Maybe we got to stay 6 feet away, but you got to be spinning and people got to be dancing. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, I thank you, brother. And you know how this is. I'll talk to you later on in the night, right? So we got some work to do. So thank you, Max, for all you do and just, you know, your time out to do what you do. And guys, you know, you heard from the people who have been involved in this project. And I know my wife is sitting right here. She doesn't like to get on the camera. I don't know why. Her name is Diva Nurse Santos. I know my son is somewhere in the house, and, you know, my daughter is, you know, hard at work and she's cooped up in the house. But, you know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, right? It takes a village to raise a child. And so whether it's the village of Peacedale, you know, my Hazard family, or Wiggins Village, right? Whether you're from the Spiver family, the Delves family, the Perrys, right? The Bourne. I have cousins who have embraced me and my brother, and just loved us from you know, to no end. And I thank my family, you know, all my cousins and my aunts and uncles. I thank all my day ones, my boys from elementary school to junior high school, to high school into college, 2 colleges, right? URI and Rick. I thank all of you guys because it really did shape and mold who I am today and set the foundation for that I stand on. And obviously my mom, you know, my dad, I love you guys, and for instilling in me this go-getter attitude to never waver, to never ever stop pushing for your goals and to live life on your own terms. And I try to do that as best I could. I try to do that as honest as I could. You know, I'm not perfect, guys, but, you know, the book has even helped me because it is vulnerable, it's transparent, it's honest. It's me looking into myself and having to, you know, identify who I am and what I want to do and what's my legacy going to be, right? And I just didn't want my legacy to be a bunch of dope parties. Like, I wanted to leave something where people would say something that he did, some conversation that we had, some place that we went, some thought that we thought together really impacted my life and changed the way I looked at things. And that's what this book is about. So, you know, if you're looking for personal development, looking for a push, if you're looking for, you know, a mindset, and understand that there's just certain things to help you become successful. And success isn't always about money. I'm not saying that it's that. Success in, you know, relationships, success in life, and just success in general. That was the goal in writing the book. And just so you know, again, every word was written by me. My big brother Chuck, and literally, you know, you guys are in the book, and I didn't let you guys read it because I want you guys to read it organically. And guys, I thank every last one of you who've been a Finesse supporter, a Mason Santos supporter, a Scotty Santos supporter, all my folks on social media who continue to support. Thank you. And again, if I sell one book and the book impacts one person's life, every single word was worth it. I thank all my mentors who I have today, guys. You know, I have amazing mentors who, again, continue to pour into me. And I love each and every one of you. Follow me. I'm going to follow you back. And again, guys, love you to life. Thank you all for all you do and supporting me and this launch. Again, from personaltopurpose.com, log on right now. You can buy the book right now, all the pre-orders right now. And we should have the book in your hand next month in September. And thank you guys all for being a part of this journey on this. Again, share it, like it, tag it. Love you guys. Tell a friend, DJ Finesse, Mason Santos. I'm out. Love you guys.